The Pleiadians. June 12, 2015.
Good morning, we are here, give us a moment. It is June 12, 2015, Mercury going direct. Let us begin. We have not had many opportunities to chat with you lately, partly this has been designed because of the Mercury retrograde, but also it has been designed to give you time to experience. When we come in with our point of view, with our take on things, sometimes it can prevent you or take away from an experience. You know, when you teach someone to ride a bicycle, there is times when you are very close, you hover, and you are holding on to the bicycling, and you're helping the person pedal and stuff, but then there comes a time when you must let go and let that person pedal and ride the bicycle themselves. And maybe you can come back in and help them if they try to turn and it's difficult to turn, but eventually they will get to a point where you can let them go on the bicycle on their own, and this was that kind of time. We have been working with many of you for some time now, and some of you are new to us, but you are not that new whether you think you are or not, and you have reached a time in your history where it is time to fly, time to break free, time to spread your wings and soar, would be a good word for it. It's time to soar. And we could not hold you in our conversation while you are soaring. It would distract you in a way that would take away from the activity. Now, we are here today because Mercury has gone direct and it is time to look back on the experience, kind of like what first pilots do when they have their debriefing and they're brought in to discuss what occurred. You have seen many things happen over these last few weeks and moons. You have had activities happening in the world, certain political things, certain scientific things, certain social things, whether it is the police activities or whether it is the terrorist activities or whether it is scientific probes that have reached certain planets in certain places, and the scientists what they're learning from their atom smasher, the Hadron Collider, and all these things, and the scientifics who have been looking into space. We know our vehicle has much interest in what's going on in space and how they have made some conclusions about the prominence of electricity in astrophysics, whether it has something to do with the comet. They now know that the comet plume is caused by electrical activity, not by the heating of the sun. They now know that stars are made in an electrical plasma, not by gravity. They are learning all of these things and many others, whether it is scientific, whether it is historical. You have certain maps that have now come out and certain diggings that are being found and discovered, whether it is Göbekli Tepe pushing back your idea of time, of the ancients and the knowledge that they had, and all of these things. It is a breaking free, kind of like being in a seed and watching the outer skin of the seed break, the shell break, and you are very tepidly coming out of that shell. Some of you bursted out and many of you are you felt sort of comfortable in the shell, and so you are feeling a little naked, feeling a little vulnerable, but that is fine because now you can grow. You could not grow in the shell, but now you can grow, whether it is our vehicle getting some of his technology in the mail. He has been struggling to push forward on some of his work, some of his technology work, and now some of the equipment has finally found itself to him, or our vehicle's partner who has been expanding into the world of the non-physicals and the city and the fairy realms, and how that is becoming more and more exposed and more real. So as you see yourself, look in the mirror and ask yourself, really, is this not a wonderful time to be alive? You have so much available to you in information, energy and opportunity. This is not a time to be concerned about whether or not the world's going to destroy itself or something of this sort. When you look at what the news is showing you, it is really not showing you the news, it is trying to steer you. Now, are things coming? Absolutely. Are they going to be earth-shattering? Yes, we would say yes, but are you going to survive and thrive and move into that time with great abundance? And yes, absolutely. And so as you see things collapsing, falling away, see it like the shell of a seed or an egg. See it like that part. It cocoons you, it kept you safe during a certain time, but now it must be broken and pushed aside, whether it is the financial systems, whether it is certain social systems, whatever. If they have been shackling you, if they have been, then they do not have a place in the future. And you will know what we are talking about as you move more into the summer and the autumn moons coming up. So what can you do? Always a question that someone might ask us: how can we prepare? How can we? What can we do? Well, first of all, stop watching television. Stop getting involved in the news feeds of those who would keep you in fear and control, and you will know what we are talking about. There are some that are feeding you information that is very helpful: what to eat, what to drink, how to have a happy, healthy life, and then there are others that are trying to feed you fear. Don't go to Egypt because they are blowing up people. Don't go here, don't go there, watch out, don't trust this person, don't trust that person. And so see where the information is coming from and become very, very discerning on what you become available for, because you can find out things that can put you in fear, and you can find out things that put you in strength and heightened energy. You get to choose: you going to drink the sour milk, or are you going to drink the milk and honey? Which is it? And many of you think that you have to drink the sour milk. No, not true. You can simply throw it down the sink, clean out the plate and go get fresh, and that is what we are saying to do. Flush the past as much as possible. Yes, you can learn from it, but do not drag it with you. Do not put it in your pockets and have it weigh down your travels. And that would be the theme coming out of Mercury's going direct: is it's really time to become the rabbit and run in the direction of enlightenment, power, strength, security. Run in those directions and leave fear behind you. Leave it. So, as you find these things that are going to be happening, and we are here to tell you they will happen, know that they are part of that birthing process, part of that breaking out process. Even the crazy shit that's going with these groupings that are destroying ancient sites. Maybe these ancient sites have been holding energy too long, maybe they are part of the problem. There is more going on Earth that has to do with energy and the non-physical and holding control than you have been led to believe. So see, ask yourself, run it past your feeling center: is this a terrible thing? Do I need to pick up a picket and go join some grouping, or is this just part of the birthing pain and I should just breathe into it and move on? All time is simultaneous, nothing is ever lost in the Akashic. The records of all that ever happened are available, no one can take that from you. No one can remove it permanently. Our vehicle remembers the story he was told about geneticists who decided to test the idea of removing the eyesight from flies because flies have very quick lifespans, and so many generations can go by in a short amount of time, and so they did this activity and they watched. In 7 generations the eyesight returned to the fly. Why? How did that happen? How did the gene that was removed come back? Because that gene, that pattern is in the Akashic, that pattern is in the non-physical. You cannot remove it from the physical. The physical is not where it came from, the physical is where it gets written on. It's like trying to remove the writing from a blackboard by removing it but not removing the person with the chalk in their hand who can write again. The non-physical is much larger and much more real than the physical, and that, you will all begin to understand more and more going forward. And with that we will depart. It has been our pleasure. Good day.